back in 1 minute. Okay, we are live on YouTube also. So a big hello to all the YouTube family. Today we are having our international teacher, Christoph Collner, with us. And um, talking about Christoph, talking about the people who have joined here. They are all the people who have joined, people who are still joining. They are core volunteers of Art of Living, I can say, with the mission to bring smile in each and every face they see, and a vision of stress free and violence free society they are having. So um, I would just like to take the opportunity to introduce you also to the group. Just I will take 1 minute to just introduce you to the group. Talking about Christoph, he is a very senior international faculty of Art of Living, and he has inspired many people by spreading Gurudev's knowledge. He takes also various courses of Art of Living, and he has joined from Europe. And today we are going to have a session with him. Hello, Kanan Swamiji. Hello, Swapnil. Yes, I request everyone to just on the camera. Yes. So, Christoph, you have taken this topic about stillness in dynamism. In generally in the world, we see कि when the people are dynamic, there is no silence inside, and when there is silence, the people are like in a very means a casual attitude. They are not so dynamic. So, is it possible to be dynamic and still at the same time? Yes, Christoph, over to you.
Yes, definitely. I think so. I mean, um, you can be very dynamic, but still have this peace and calm inside. I'm I'm 100% sure, and this is what's actually, I think what you already said is lacking in today's world, right? Either you are very calm inside, and also this reflects to the outside, or you are very dynamic, but the calm inside is missing. So really, to be dynamic but yet in peace and calm inside, I think it's something to move towards.
Um, Christoph, in today's world, we see there is a lot of stress uh, in the people's mind. The main cause is because of the coronavirus, I can say. And there is a lot of uncertainty also in India, especially. We can see there is a lot of financial instability. So, in this time, there's so much of financial turbulence happening in the people's life. In this time, is it possible they can keep calm? Because there is a lot of uncertainty about the future.
Yeah, see, I think I think this time is quite a it's quite a sorry, could you mute yourself, Banu? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So I think in this time it's just saturated. Like we are becoming aware how uncertain actually this world is. Like when Gurudev is always saying like you don't know when a black hole is going to swallow this whole world, right? It can happen anytime. But um, being in this situation where we are at right now, um, it is time to go inside and really like um, yeah, find the strengths, find solutions, find your peace, find your happiness within. It is really like nature is forcing us to go within, isn't it? When we are in Europe, we are getting in the second lockdown. Most of the countries are already, back at home, locked in. So definitely, it is time to go inside. And I think also the Google search, of mental health, of meditation, has gone up like never before. So it is both. It is, I think, blessing in disguise, where we are forced to seek for something higher than just pleasures and whatever we are seeking for.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I guess in India also, if the situation, I guess goes better. But my question is like in this time, there's so much thing happening. As an art of living volunteer, what is our responsibility?
Yeah, so definitely, like whoever has been meditating, whoever has been doing Sudarshan Kriya, or just has done some breathing techniques, it is really your responsibility to spread this knowledge. Because what is really happening, like you said, Abhishek, um, people are really feeling stressed. They have a lot of fear. They don't know, what is happening in a month. Can they survive this month? There's so much uncertainty, like you said, and we have to give them solace. We have to really um, give them the tools how they can, feel calm within and really have this faith and trust in whatever is coming. And this starts with having trust in myself, having trust in this world, and at the end also having trust in this divinity, which is really like protecting us whatever comes. So how can we do that? By reducing stress. How can we reduce stress and fear? By meditation, by breathing. And this only yeah, that's our responsibility as an art of living volunteer, really to spread what we have learned. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Christoph, in this time, like as we are volunteer, we are doing our work. But Gurudev said that coming time, the because of some astrological thing, the spiritual energy will be at its lowest. So many people, and indication says that 50% of the people will have doubt, will start doubting this path. So at this time, like we see that slowly the things are going on that direction. So how can we keep up that time? Like when the it said that the senior teachers will also start having doubt and everything. So at that time, as a volunteer, how we can manage to keep that faith in this path and keep that faith in the guru?
See, sometimes you just need to do tapas, right? Tapas is going through it, come what may. It's a commitment you can take as a volunteer, as a sadhak, as a sevak, um, to just stick to whatever is happening. When a tough time is coming, you just say, okay, for the next 3 months, I will not do one sadhana. A day I will do twice sadhana, right? You just take this commitment and the intention, you will sail through it. See, if the sea is rough, right, um you take the boat out. If like if big waves are coming, what do? You sail out, so your boat is safe on the ocean. So same like that. When it's getting tough, make sure your sails are set, and you are out on the ocean, and learn what you have been practicing for so long.
Absolutely, absolutely. Christoph, in your life also, many time must it have been like you means it must be a low time where you have started means okay doubting. So in that time, how do you bounce back and how you keep up your faith? If you can share some of your experience, like in
Yeah.
your life when it was a low time and you have bounced back.
So I think whenever the low tide is coming, I thought, like, I remember I didn't do like silence courses for 1 or 2 years, and doubts were coming. What am I doing? And maybe it's time to do something else, and blah blah. This chattering mind, no, buck, started chatting, like giving you doubts and all these things. And then I was just like, okay, enough, time for a silence course. And I was sitting on the silence course, and boom, that was it. I was back to myself. I knew what I was doing, why I was doing, and I just kept on going. So definitely, this is one thing. Having like a advanced meditation course definitely helps. Going in silence, coming back to oneself, really finding the purpose again, like reconnecting to yourself and to your path. The second is the sangha you keep, right? If you have a person who is just pack around, who's just putting again doubts in you, doubts in you, doubts in you, if there is a low tide, definitely you will drown, like it will go down. But if you keep, the sangha high, like amazing work you're doing, Abhishek, with every day bringing people together in the sangha, and really like having the satsang, no, like coming together in the truth, talking about knowledge, and lifting up this consciousness wherever we are. May it be in India, may it be in German ashram where I'm sitting right now. So this is very important, the sangha, to keeping together. Like, make sure, as a volunteer, coming back to your earlier question, as a volunteer, if you see somebody is not coming anymore, call them up. Hey, you okay? Is everything all right? And if somebody doesn't say straight away, like, yes, I'm doing good, ask them, what is it? Family problems, health problems, money problems, or work? What is it? And let them talk and listen and be there for them. I think in this time now, it's the best seva you can do. And then slowly take them by hand, come, let's sit on a silence course together, relax a little bit. Let's do a online kriya together. I'll be there, right? So coming together, satsang, and the sangha is so important. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, Christoph. When we are in this path and we are trying to tell everyone, and it is said that don't have a judgment for anyone, but when we see like still sometimes as a volunteer we see like, okay, this person can't come to this course, and it is under art of living. It says that we should see divinity in each and every person. But when we see someone who is very much troubling our life, then how we can see divinity in that person, like someone we don't like? So how it is possible?
That's a good question. And I think, like, if you look at your teachers, maybe in school, when you went to school, or there were also times, your mom was tough to you, or the dean of the university or something like this, it was tough to you. Didn't you see the divinity in them? And like, this is, other people, I think they're especially tough people, to bring out the divinity more, like to see that everything is divine around us, isn't it? Like, if you just look a little further, why are they like this? What has caused him that he's like this? Definitely he had, either difficult experiences, or or he wants the best, and he's kind of perfectionist. He wants you to really accelerate. That's why he's so tough with you. So it is just, to be more skillful, not so stiff. That's what I think. All the difficulties which are there is just for us, to relax a little more, have a little bit more patience. If you look at Gurudev, no, infinite patience. Look at all us, like all these donkeys, and not realizing we are love, we are enthusiasm, we are peace.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like it happens like within the community also, Christoph, many times. Like I have seen many participants who are like in this circle, like okay, this is the teacher of art of living, or this is the volunteer art of living. But and they portray a very perfect image in their mind. Okay, it means this is a ideal person. But when they do something wrong, then they see that okay, this community is not right. Art of, they just say everything for art of living, and they just start backing out. So those volunteers who are in this mindset, okay, like this have, that teacher have taught me all this point and he is also not using it. So how, means how they can groom themselves, like okay, now this is not correct.
Yes, yes. I think there you touched a very, very important point. Um, and I think, my most important lesson, which I got really like going through a tough grinding process throughout the years, from 2003. Um, when I came to the ashram to live here after, I sold all my car, my apartment and everything. Um, 2004, it was quite interesting because I was just getting, it was the first or second day, and then suddenly out in the corridor, the silence course teacher was screaming with somebody else, my first silence course teacher. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening here? I thought, it's a Zen, Buddhism kind of monastery where I came to, because I didn't know what was ashram and all these things, right? So then I was here and this happened, and I was like, oh my God, did I make a big mistake coming here? What has happened? And so on and so forth. And then luckily there was one teacher from Hamburg, from my hometown, and she said, Krishi, you know everybody else is half baked. Your mantra is only, and your focus is only Gurudev, nobody else. Everybody on the way is just, um, it's just there to make you grow. So, this really kept me on the path very often. And I think this is the first thing, like a sadhak who's really like, or a devotee which wants to, proceed on the path should have in mind. Like, focus on the guru, nobody in between else. And also enjoy other teachers. Okay, maybe, some teachers your favorite, but also, like, don't get stuck on them. Do a silence course not only with one teacher. Check out the other one, check out this one, check out this one. And then also, take it along. I think it's very important.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. If someone wants to ask any question, they can unmute
Yeah.
themselves and ask. This session is open for all. I'm just taking
Yeah.
it forward, but you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
also ask in between. Yes.
Yeah, I'll ask
Chris.
now. Yeah, yes, actually, I do agree what you're saying. Each time we'll have a different experience when you use silence program with any other teacher. No, each time the experience is different. What you say, I do agree with that. And what it really it matters. The way of telling, the way everything is different, and I have experienced it many times. Like, so whenever I do the silence programming, each time I had a different type of this thing. And as you rightly said, when your this thing is low, that time you need to do silence program. That will give you more sort of energy, and you can come up. And then one more thing also, but normally we have the tendency to put a label on somebody. We feel that they are like this, they are like this, they are like this. Definitely they may not be like that also. Sometimes the person looks different and inside they may be different. So that's what you should not. Guruji always says, don't put a label on anybody, and especially don't put a label on yourself too. It's a vice versa. Sometimes we underestimate ourselves also, whether we can do it. That doubting starts from us, that pass on to others also. So this happens many times. As you rightly said, before asking somebody, only we judge the person and take it for granted, let us not go. This happens. So in that case, what you said, just we have to do our part. We need not convince anybody, but at least we can convey what is there. So that's what my understanding so far. So what do you want to add to this regard? Can you please explain further? Am I right?
Yes, yes, completely. You're right. Yes. Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add to this so that
No, I think you nicely put it together. So yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Christoph, in this topic, I just want to add one question that I had in my mind. This happens with a volunteer, like they are doing practicing sadhana, but then also when they get angry, they just feel like, okay, why I got angry? I'm doing so much of sadhana. Why my mind gets irritated? Or sometimes they fall ill. Then also they start doubting. I means I'm doing sadhana also and everything, but I have fallen ill. Means is this technique working? So in that case, how we should approach?
Yeah. See, I tell you a story. It was 2007. We had a conference planned in the European Parliament. All right, it was a World Youth Forum for Ethics in Business, and what we did, we had a week of, like a basic course, with Sudarshan Kriya, which we learned, and then we had speakers, and we also worked on the speech which we were delivering in the parliament. So I was kind of the organizer of this whole thing, and we had a teacher there who, didn't do 3 times what I asked her to do. Like, I was supposed to be the golden thread, kind of, and putting each session, together. So, the breathing session, then, bring it to the speaker, then bring it to the working groups, and so on. So 3 times she didn't do it what I asked her. So I was like, the first time what happened, I was like, okay, please, next time, give me these 5 minutes, just, that I can do it. Second time, I was like, hey, you have to give me these 5 minutes before you end the session. And third time, a tsunami broke loose, okay? I was like, just like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I was shaking, and even people around us were shaking. And I was like, oh man, exactly what you said, no? Oh man, I'm meditating and breathing for 4 years, and I'm losing my calm, and barking and so much anger. And what I did, I went to the hotel room, and I did this which we learn in the basic course, right? This So I did it for 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes, just putting it out, right? And then afterwards, nicely meditated for not 20 minutes, but 40 minutes, just kept observing. And then what I did, I went to this trainer, whom I was barking at quite loudly, and I said, dear, I'm sorry that I was so loud, but I just didn't want to hear from you any explanation. I just wanted to hear, yes, I do it, and that's it. So what I got out from it, see, one thing is, without this technique, I would have never looked at her again. And every time I would have seen her, I would have shaking. I would have been shaking, like, oh, this person again, like, like the feeling which you get when you are in this anger and hate, right? This is like, every cell feels disgusting. So through these techniques, what did happen? Okay, maybe it was 1 hour, right? Where definitely I was screaming around and all that. But what is it compared to a lifetime I wouldn't look at her again, right? So, also see, like, open your eyes, no, like we say in Guru Puja, right? Like, open the eyes to see the progress you're doing. Isn't it? So And then, you keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, and reduce it. Okay, 1 hour. Okay, no, let it go down to what, half an hour. Let it go down to 2 minutes. Let it go down to a moment, right? And come back to yourself. Come back to yourself. Puna puna, again and again, again and again, again and again. And that's I think the art of living. Just and also not judging yourself. I tell you a story just from 2-3 days ago. We were outside shopping, and on the way back, I was feeling, oh, there's a lot of fire coming up. And then I saw, 2-3 people not doing something properly. And I was really loud at them. And I was like, come on, man, what is this? It's kindergarten. Da, 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 da. And then I just went back to my room and I was thinking, okay, what happened right now, right? And I was like, do I need to, do I have to say sorry, or was it justified? And I said, okay, it was justified. It was fine. So, like not judging yourself also, it's very, very important. And also like do swadhyaya, like, okay, if it was over the edge, definitely go back and say, hey, sorry, it was somehow this fire in me took over, the anger came up, or not even anger, you don't have to label it with anger, just as energy came up, right? It is what? It is the fire which is coming up. And then, just open the window and let some air and coolness can come in, or switch on the AC in India. You see that? And then also Gurudev says very often, like, see all this breathing and meditation, it's not there, to what? To, okay, nice. No, it is there to enable you to put this knowledge into practice. You have to work on yourself. You have to implement, whatever, accept people as they are. So meditation and breathing is only the helping hand to put this knowledge into practice.
Wonderful, wonderful. Christoph, I guess in Art of Living, we are so lucky. Like we are having a big power with us. Like Gurudev is there. And Gurudev have many times told in means in the close teachers meet also. I've heard from teachers. I am not a teacher. Like, do you still believe that this is a technique which is doing, or there is something my blessing is there? And still many people have a doubt. Ki, okay, when I say something to Gurudev, when I write a letter, or when I pray, does it really work? And like means is Gurudev listening, or Gurudev is with me when I am going, or something like that, or when I'm sharing my problem? So Christoph, is it really true that all these things which we hear is correct?
See, like if you look at it, if you look at this world, like when we are doing hollow and empty, right? What do we see? Everything is hollow and empty. Everything is vibration. Like even science is saying, everything is one vibration. It is not what we see. Everything is one consciousness. It is a fact. It's not a airy fairy esoteric, bloomy spiritual thingy. No, it's a hard-based fact. Everything is one consciousness. And from experience, I can tell you, writing to Gurudev, offering it, giving it to him, like we have I don't know if you also have it in India, but in Europe, we have a botheration basket. If you go on the silence course, you have a botheration basket. And I tell you, yeah, perfect. So, like whenever you just let it go, it's gone, it's taken care of, it's done. It's done. And you know, speaking of this consciousness, you know, just this morning, I was having a homa being done for a friend from the ashram in Bangalore, right? I'm sitting in the German ashram. He was sitting in Estonia, and you know what has happened? At one point, I could smell the incense. I could smell the fire, and you know, afterwards I was just sharing it with him, and he said, you know, I was also smelling the fire. So you know, like, coming back to this point where you said, is it a technique? No, it's not a technique. Forget about it, you know. And one more funny incident I tell you. It was years back in Berlin when I was teaching a course there. You know, usually you pay in advance, right? Do you also have it in India like this? You have to pay in advance, right?
Yes, we have to pay in advance.
Yeah. So in Germany, it's also always like this. So it was a basic course, and you know, there was we had a course with some people, and then I asked the volunteer, hey, so did everybody pay? And he said, no, this one lady, she didn't pay. You know, she first wants to see what is happening, and you know, then see if she's continuing or not. And I was like, why? What? We never do this, you know, like, this is a no-go, and right? So then we did the first day of the course, you know, like, did some breathing, some yoga, some talking and whatnot. And then after the course, I was just talking to her. So are you coming back, and did you like it? And she said, yes, it was fabulous. You know, when we did the shoulder rotation, something opened up, and I'm definitely coming back. And I was like, shoulder rotation? Are you serious? So, you know, whatever the energy behind it, right? Or something. Even if Gurudev would tomorrow say, okay, guys, everybody does this. I mean, okay, this is not maybe the right finger for India, but if everybody does this, right? Suddenly everybody would have experience. It's the energy and power he is giving into it, no? And this we can, you know, in a small way, we can experience when we come, you know, for example, if you come to a room where somebody, you know, just had a fight, you can still feel it in the air. If you come to a place, you know, where just, you know, you come to your grandma and you're just in this awe and this love feeling, no? So definitely, you know, energy is much more than, and the vibes, you know, it's much more. One more thing, maybe, you know, there was in Navaratri times, once there was a, how do you call it, like an aura photography, you know, these things, like, you know, they photograph the aura.
Yes, aura photography. Yeah.
So, you know, they were having the whole Yagyashala. You know, they're making picture of a Yagyashala. So in the moment Gurudev came in, everybody, even in the last row, everybody, the aura changed into a nice green. What is it? It's the heart chakra, right? Which opened up, and you know, all the dark spots vanished. And this is also, you know, what Yoga Vashishta is saying. You know, the presence of a master, you know, cannot be, you know, compared to doing so many lifetimes of sadhana, so many lifetimes of meditation. But just being in his presence, you know, changes your frequency, changes your energy, changes your karma, you know, everything. So, you know, and I think nowadays, even, you know, being online when he's there, and, you know, I mean, when we meditate together with him, you know, this can be also felt through this little box where we look into right now. So we, you know, like, suddenly he can not only be, in Bangalore ashram in the Gurukul. No, but he can, come to your house, into your room where you are.
Absolutely, absolutely. Christoph, it's sometimes
Yeah.
it's very difficult. Yes, Sudhaji.
Yeah, in fact, even I would like to add more. When compared to in this lockdown period, the every house has become temple. Now the temples really that is closed, but now every house has become temple, because now everybody has got time. Earlier we used to say we don't have time. Now more meditation and everything is going on every day. Guruji is giving online. It is not a recorded one. So every house has become temple now. I add to this, that gives you more this sort of ambience, you feel more connected than before. Earlier we find our job and so much of workload, very less time. We say we could escape, we can say the time factor and all. Now we have enough time when we have, so in that way. And Guruji also, as you rightly said, once he asked, can you smell it, that yoga, so you said no, you felt the fire from where you are sitting. You could, same question he asked, but the people were amazing. How come Guruji is asking that repeatedly? Maybe he must have also felt that, that is why he asked. So naturally Guruji is Guruji, so you can't but one thing I would like to say, here also we have botheration basket, and we can put drop there. And but only thing is you have to believe, and whatever you say, give your 100% belief, and then trust him and put it on the, and forget about that. But sometimes one more thing I would like to ask you, ki most of the time it happens, you when you take the doer part, no, you'll get some sort of ego. So how to control? You feel that you are doing something, you feel that you are the doer. Basically you are not the doer, but sometimes it comes of its own. We don't pretend actually, but it comes. In that case, how do we control that ego? Can you please tell something about it?
Yes, you keep your husband around to tell you when you're going into the ego. And if you're getting into the doership.
He gives such a loud smile, instead answering my question, he'll give very broad smile, and I'll become, I'll just look at it. That's it.
It's good. It's good to keep somebody, lively around who brings you back to the check.
But the thing is, he never answer me back. That's the main drawback. He gives a very broad smile. So he feels smile is the answer.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but I think it's good. So just nicely make sure he smiles at you whenever it's needed.
Amazing, Christoph. As we are telling about ki in this time we are having Guru in our life, but sometimes when you said that uh, means we are having a living master. There are so many people in this world. It's about 700 crores people in this world, and we are actually in this path following a master. And Gurudev says that he chooses the lucky ones. He will not choose everyone itself. So sometimes I think, like, in the past life, have we done a lot of sadhana and something or something like that? That's why we are here. This is my question, because sometimes I feel like, why I have got this and why I have been in this path. This question comes in my mind.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think this makes us more humble and grateful, isn't it? And definitely we are very lucky, and only God knows how, like, what good deeds we were doing, and how blessed we are, isn't it? Um, that we can be with him this lifetime. So just feel yourself very lucky that you had the quest for knowledge, and that you're on this path. And a beautiful prayer, you know, I heard once was, you know, let me be with you, like let me not go astray. And this is, I think, this is something very, very valuable and important, because so many people get lost, you know, like they're not even aware, like, oh, I'm getting angry. No, they just give the responsibility to other people, right? You are the cause of my anger, but they don't see what is happening inside, and they don't even have, you know, they're like cows on the grass, just eating, happily eating. That's it. There's no quest, like, hey, what is life? You know, why am I here? What is all this? So definitely, if this quest has come into you, you're very lucky, first of all. And the second is, if you know you're on this path, you're very lucky. You want to know another story of which makes it more clear?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay. So once, you know, I'm in the German ashram since 2004, and you know, at that time, Gurudev came very regular, like every month or so. And you know, sometimes we were like only like 20 people or so, right? So we had very exclusive time with him. It was really nice, and we could also, you know, get very close to him. But then at one point, we had a lot to do. Like we had to do the basement construction. We had to do the kitchen. We renewed the kitchen and the big hall, like our spring hall, it's called. The spring hall we had to renew. We put new flooring and everything. And we already had booked it everything out because he was coming in 2 months, you know, for a big course. And we had to work. So at that time, we had a teacher training in the house. And usually when he was coming, I picked him up, you know, like I picked him up in Frankfurt, which is a 2 hours drive. And then we drove back to the ashram, you know, nice, had a nice time. And, you know, maybe made a stopover somewhere and, you know, like that. And then what happened? At that time, I was asking my seva boss, so, you know, like Gurudev is coming, can I go? And he said, no. I was like, what? You know, it's not possible. No, I have to go. He said, no. You know, we have to finish. We have a deadline and we have to do it, you know. And we were working from morning 6 till night 1 o'clock, you know, like really like. And even when we were doing satsang, you know, everybody would come, you know, we were like all in dirt, but the whole ashramites would come wherever we are and sing with us together. It was beautiful. But, you know, this little thing, you know, not picking up Gurudev and, right, was a little pinch. And then Gurudev had come to the ashram. And then what happened? We were all dirty, right? Because we were working and we couldn't go that close to him. So then the other teachers were showing, here, look at this, you know, we did this, look at that, we did this. And I was just like, hey, you know, we did it, you know, give me some appreciation here, you know, hello, like wink at me or, you know, smile or give me a thumbs up, you know, well done, right? So I was, you know, just walking, because you also don't want to go close to him, right? If you're, you know, really dirty and all that. And so then this was all happening, right? This, hey, appreciation, give me something, you know. And then what happened? Satsang came, and of course, you know, nicely showered and felt fresh and went to the satsang. We were singing nicely. And then after 2 songs, Gurudev was like, stop, enough. And he started like, don't look for appreciation here. This path is a diamond factory, you know, big polishing for 12 years. And then he kept continuing. You can be grateful for 3 things in this life. First, you have a human body. So many species are here. Second, you have the quest for knowledge. And third, you're on this path. and I was like, oh, check, became really small, like, oh my God, oh my God. And then it didn't stop there. Somebody came late and he said, repeat. So again and again, like I think like 10 times he kept on, making us repeat the point. What was it? First, be grateful. 3 things: human body, the quest for knowledge, and being on this path. And then this is a diamond factory. Like a lot of polishing has to happen, to make you shine. And this is like a tough job and it will take time. He said 12 years at that time. So, like, and we just had to repeat. Somebody came late. He was like, repeat again. Yeah. So definitely coming back to the point, we are blessed to be on this path, and we can be, really like pat on our back, something, I don't know why we have, deserved it, but yeah, just make sure you keep it that way.
Absolutely, Christoph. This brings us to a very different dilemma kind of a situation, because time is very less. Like this time corona is happening, something else can happen, world can come to end anytime, I guess, because of so many things. So in this time we are having a Gurudev, and sometimes I think, am I making the most out of it? Am I giving my really 100%? And means many volunteers also, they start thinking in this way, because in this lifetime only I have a quest that I should attain that enlightenment. But sometimes I feel like, okay, I am too much into that materialistic and worldly things. So how can this confusion can be gone?
See, question I would ask there: why to go in the past? Just plan in the future. Like, that's it. Like if somebody, like, am I really doing that? Who cares? Just plan whatever you want to do, and make the time, for it. And yeah, just put your thoughts and energy into it. And like between us here, I don't care for enlightenment. I just want to spend time with him. It's like who cares about enlightenment? I don't want to be enlightened. I just want to serve him and be with him, because that's, yeah, what other is there to attain or have, isn't it?
This answer has really touched. Means absolutely, when Gurudev is there with us, then who cares for enlightenment? Absolutely wonderful. And Christoph, it's like Gurudev is there and he's continuously working 24/7 and doing so many things. Then also we have a thought ki let's match up, but it's very difficult. So can you tell, when you are with Gurudev, how he goes and how he manages thing actually to do so? And he says, actually, I need to have more teacher and all. So means when you are there with him, means how do you match up his speed and how he takes his day? Can you tell some of your experiences with him?
It's quite impossible to match him up. Forget it. Like, it's impossible. How can you match it up? It's not possible. Maybe you can match it up for 1 or 2 days, but you know like, how Sudha said, no, like the doer will come and then you are exhausted. I mean, even if the slightest bit of doership is coming, you feel tired. But with Gurudev, he doesn't have these things. So, and I mean, how can you match up with the divine himself? So it's impossible. I mean, but you can do what you can do, right? You and again, like, don't go back in the past, but plan the future. Like, see how you plan going to the gym, whatever, on Fridays, 7 p.m. you go to the gym with, your good friend. Make sure you plan also like these things. You plan your seva, you plan your sadhana, and your satsang like this. See, okay, satsang you might plan like this. Sadhana, hopefully you also plan like this. Okay, every morning I do this, 6 to 7 I will do it. But also plan your seva like this. And like, okay, Wednesday at 5 p.m. I'm ready to do seva for 2 hours. I give it, because it's, it comes together. It's part of the whole game. And planning, I'm a big fan of planning. I don't know, maybe it's my genes, as a German, but I like planning. so yeah, just make time for it. And then also, Abhishek, you have to, and everybody who's here and sitting and listening to it, if you're still waiting for a sign to go for TTC, this is the sign. Here you go. That's the sign. Ding, 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 ding. All right. So make sure you are going for TTC. Yes. And you know what I feel? It's getting late, no?
Right. Absolutely. And obviously, Christoph, in next TTC, I am definitely there, and I have planned this from a very long time. And uh, and as you said, like, planning is very important. And Gurudev also says that in Germans are expert in precision and planning and all. Yes. But as you are staying in a foreign country, means, like, in India there is some kind of a very emotional attachment with the people around, and people gel around very easily, and we tell them come for the course. We have an aggressive close also, like, okay, come, let's sit for the course, and the people will sit. But as compared to German, it's like things are different there. And how do you means, when you hear so many no's, no, I have no money, next time, I will come later and all. That time, like, obviously, as a human being, there's a shift in the heart. Okay, let me do something else and all.
Yeah.
So that time, how to keep the motivation on when there is so many no, and people are having some kind of different reasons. So that time, how we can
See,
keep the spirit on?
if you come to Germany, Abhishek, okay? And I know the best place for you to eat, right? I will just keep telling you, you have to eat there. It's the best food. And at one point, I will just grab you, go with you, and make you eat this food, isn't it? Like a Black Forest cake. The German ashram is in the Black Forest. All right. So what you have to, when you come to Germany, I will make you feed Black Forest cake if you want or not. But you will eat Black Forest cake, my dear, when you come to Germany. It's not an option. And even if some people are there, I tell them always, sooner or later, once in a lifetime, you have to experience Sudarshan Kriya, come what may. It's not an option. And you better do it before than after.
I guess the conviction matters. Yeah, someone is saying same question. Okay. Yes. No, this time I would like to just open the forum to everyone who are here. If you want to ask something, share something which is in your heart, you can just unmute yourself and share it with Christoph. Now the session is completely to the audience over here who are watching it. Yes, Navdeep ji, you have unmuted yourself. You want to say?
So, Christoph, it is awesome listening to you. And I'm from Delhi. I'm Navneet from Delhi. So it was nice. I joined your program today. Thank you so much.
Great, great. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Next
How's
time,
it
Germany,
there?
I will
Everything
come
is
to
all
your
right?
place. Next time,
Yes,
Germany, I will
definitely.
come.
You're all really invited to visit the German ashram. I'll take good care of you and definitely make you feed some Black Forest cake.
Because I keep going to Luxembourg and Amsterdam and other places. I've been to Germany also,
yes.
but I will come to your ashram show.
Yes, make
Thank
sure
you so
you
much.
come. Pleasure is all mine. Swapnil, you had a question, right? Just unmute yourself, and if you want, you can ask.
Actually, I meant specifically Guruji, but it's a typo error. So it is it's fatigue. It has come fatigue, but actually it is Guruji, specifically Guruji. How you got convinced to come onto this path and specifically follow Guruji?
Yes, okay. So
why
you know,
not
like
other spiritual masters?
Yes. So,
Christoph, I have a question. If I can ask, sorry.
Yeah, maybe I answer this one, and then we can come back to you, Mukesh. Is it okay?
Sure. Sorry.
Super. Good. No worries. So, how did I come? You know, I was really searching for 2 years for a master. After I was reading, you know, the autobiography of a yogi. So then I tried out, you know, so many things, and I was, you know, meditating here, meditating there, you know, doing so many things. And, you know, nowhere I was kind of, you know, satisfied. Somewhere, you know, people were not authentic. Somewhere it was too airy-fairy, you know, they were hanging under the, you know, flying around, and, you know, somewhere. And then Gurudev came to Hamburg, to my hometown, and he was giving a talk there in the university. And, you know, that was it, kind of. I saw, you know, how amazing this organization is. You know, they're not just talking, you know, about, okay, let us, you know, rejuvenate rivers or whatever. No, we're actually, you know, hands-on and doing things, getting things done. And then, you know, like this was before Gurudev even came on the stage. I was already sold, you know, by the service project. And then when he came and just opened his mouth, you know, it was done. It was done. And not, you know, it wasn't what he said, but, you know, I was kind of in a high for a week afterwards. Just, you know, his presence. And this is how I was very clear, you know, very, very clear. And then I just, you know, once I was firm into it, that was it. That was kind of it. Yeah. And his presence, you know, his presence really makes a big change. Of course, also from the Swamis. And yeah. Mukesh, you had a question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for talking so calmly, which sinks into the mind. My question is, Christoph, related to Havan or Homas, as they call it. So, what are your views? Do you do Homas and Havan in German ashram there? And personally, what are your views about the effectiveness of these Homas or Havans as against the direct benefits that we feel and see when we've done the Sudarshan Kriya and the happiness program? I have this question persistent on my mind.
Yes, cool. Good question. See, if we look at it, right, there are these 5 elements. And we go from the, you know, most subtle, which is space. Then we go through the air. Then we come to the fire, it goes to the water, and from the water to the earth. Exactly this is what's happening in the Homa, right? from the space.
I'm not
through
sure.
the air.
I just joined Outer
Yes.
Link 1.5 years back, so I'm not sure about the
Yeah.
homas. My knowledge is not good
Yes.
as much as the Kriya is.
Yes, yes, no worries. So this is what's happening. You know, like in the homas, it goes, you know, through the space. We bring it down with the chanting into the fire. From the fire, it goes to the Kailash, and from the Kailash, it goes to the earth, or you know, to the to the earth, right? So what we do, we call upon these energies and these divinities and bring them down. So definitely it is very powerful and very good. Of course, you know, if you look at to it now again, you know, from like, okay, this Homa part is done. If we look at now for the sadhana part, right? What we are doing, we are working on the space and we're working on the air, right? With the pranayama, meditation is space. What are we doing? You know, we are setting our karmas right. What are the karmas? Our patterns in our head, you know, so many things, isn't it? So definitely both is very, very good. And you know, somewhere it was said that, you know, the first 3 years of doing meditation regular, you know, you're just working on 7 generations of your past. You're clearing 7 generations of your ancestors' karma. How? By coming back again, you know, like breaking the patterns, coming back. Patterns is what? Gene expression. If you look into it, you know, a little bit more from the scientific aspect. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. And you just keep going. It'll be more and more beautiful the longer you do it. And it becomes more subtle also. Is it clear for you, Mukesh? Yes?
Very frankly, it's not completely clear, but the start has been made. You've given a good explanation about the 5 points and the link with the Sudarshan Kriya. So, but the way, like everybody in Art of Living emphasizes that we must do, and as you also mentioned that everybody must do the Sudarshan Kriya once in a lifetime. It is a must, like your Black Forest cake, you know. So, so that aspect is very, very clear. But the Havans, the Homas, that's not very clear. And why is it so necessary to pay for it? I mean, why is there so much focus on, you know, paying for the money for the Havans? I mean, that aspect is not very clear to me. Why they are emphasizing so much everywhere, you know, do the Havans, pay it 60,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees. I'm sorry for this question if it hurts anybody's sentiments.
No. I think, you know, I think this session is good also to bring out the doubts, right? So I can say for myself, you know, even we had a Zoom session just this morning. I had one, and we did a Sudarshan Homa this morning. You know, like sorry, not Sudarshan Homa, Sri Rudra Homa. Sorry, and I paid 10,000 rupees. And we had a Zoom call. You know, they had prepared a beautiful, you know, Kailash. There were 2 priests. They did everything. I find it quite reasonable, and I was very happy, you know, that this Homa could be done in my name, you know, for whatever, you know, I wish to do. Definitely, I mean, you shouldn't pay for something which you don't believe in. You know, it's like, you are sugar intolerant and I force you to eat the Black Forest cake, you know, won't work. I take, you know, to Belgium, you know, together with Navneet together, and we will have French fries, you know, Belgium French fries. It's much better then, you know. So you know, keep going with the Kriya, and maybe at one point you just feel like it, you know, and it will, you will have then the experience. And I can tell you from my experience, you know, like how I was telling you earlier about the energy, you know, that everything is one energy, right? But it expresses itself differently. And you remember when I said in the Yagyashala, suddenly everybody Like in the Yagyashala, everybody was turning green. Do you remember? Yes. And like this, they were also seeing, you know, when we did Rishi Homa, when we did Sudarshan Homa, you know, different energies came down in the fire. It was amazing when they, you know, even now I get chills when you know, when they were presenting it. It was mind blowing. So definitely, you know, like, see, we might not see the effect, and you know, you cannot even you know, experience the effect right then, but definitely, you know, you will see the effect rippling off, you know, generations to come. And this, you know, for me, it can't be valued with money, sorry to say. You know, like, okay, I can pay, you know, like whatever, 15 or whatever, 15 euro, you know, like whatever, 1,000 rupees, you know, once a week for pizza. Okay, fine, I'll get fat, you know. But the Homa, well, we don't see it. I don't know what it's worth in, you know. But I tell you, you know, it's very subtle and not to be underestimated. Just take it. If you got it, got it. If not, it's fine.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. Do you do homas in Germany? Do you do them?
Yes, sometimes we do it, but usually only when Gurudev is coming. But I myself do regular Sandhya Vandanam, where I also do my small little, you know, fire. But this is only for, you know, for me in a small manner.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anyone
Good.
else want to? Yes.
I think it's late in India. No, what is the time now?
It's, I guess, 22:17, means it's 10:17.
Okay.
Yes.
Mike.
So we will
Everyone?
take just
Last question.
yes. We'll just take last
Actually,
questions.
no question. Actually, no question. It is only to tell this ki we are really happy to have you in the session, and you made it clear. Sudarshan Kriya is, you said it's a must to eat a black forest, but whereas Homa is not a must. So that is option, whether you take it or not. You can become a Yajaman if you pay for it, but in that way, nobody can force you to sit for a Homa or something. That is up to you. But whereas Sudarshan, that simply with a breathing technique, you are getting all the benefits. So that is the main focus on our art of living. That is a speciality, and that's what making sense. And then other things are optional. You said Rudra Homa. Every Monday there is Rudra Homa. Guruji, wherever, any part of the world, he does Rudra Puja and Rudra Homa on Monday. Every Monday. He makes it a point. So because Shiva is a basic thing, he does that. And if not, you can just chant Om Namah Shivaya. That also equally give you more energy, you know. If you're low, maybe I'm telling extra, whatever comes to my mind, I'm telling you. I just want to express my feeling, that's it, you know. Thanks a lot, you explained honestly. And we had a very nice session, interactive session in fact, and I spoke more, I believe. Sorry if I'm wrong.
No, Sudha, all good, all good. I think, you know, it's more of a sharing. But Lalita also wanted to say something, right, Lalita? Lalita ji?
Yes.
No, thank you. Very nice to hear you. Really, very inspiring. You're so devoted. We feel we are very small, but being though Indian, this thing, but we are not valuing what you are valuing. No? Really, yeah, we feel humble down here. Really great, very great. We have to learn from you. We Indians have to learn from you. Great. God bless you.
Christoph, can I add something?
Yes, Fatima.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to add something for the yagnas and homas. The question raised by some, I forgot his name. I said, with Sudarshan Kriya, definitely you are clearing your karmas, your impressions, you are purifying your body, mind and soul and the 7 layers of your existence. And again with the homas and yagnas, I think, because I was listening to Bhagavad Gita yesterday to Gurudev, and he was explaining something about the yagnas and homas, where what I understood is ki yagnas and homas, as with Sudarshan Kriya, you are purifying yourself. With yagnas and homas, you are purifying the entire nature or the entire air, water, fire, and all the 5 elements, and it has a larger impact. It is something like it has a larger impact on the whole climate, nature, and weather. It covers a vast area, and in yagnas and homas, you are surrendering your yourself to the universal consciousness, universal energy. It is something like surrendering yourself completely, and wherein you attain the complete pure consciousness and that peace and that bliss, and it is not just for you and even for the universal good. And there is again like it is something like purifying the whole nature, the whole world actually. The concept was really beautiful. Why we have to do yagnas and homas is something like it's not for the personal, personal wish to fulfill our personal wishes or our personal, desires or something. It's something like a universal good. It is for the universal good, as well as, of course, you are a part of this universe, you are part of this world, so you are also benefited from that yagnas and homas. So maybe it may cost, but I think it's a very good thing to participate in those homas and yagnas, rather than looking at the figure, why this amount, why that amount, why huge amount. Maybe if it is charged so high, well, it must have been required for the all the ingredients and all those services to the nature or the universe. I don't think we have to think about the amount, but we have to see the overall the richness or the goodness or the purification that brings into the whole world. I'm sorry I spoke
Wonderful.
more, but I don't know whether I have really got that point. I don't know. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes, good. Okay.
Wonderful,
Then
wonderful. Chris, we are really sorry. In India, we generally exceed time,
no worries,
but
no worries.
people are here like very much emotionally. We are here, and thank you so much, Christoph, for coming. And it was a wonderful work. Means every time the people will watch this session on YouTube, they will feel wow. It was so means every guru story, every small thing, just everyone can just mute themselves. Sorry. Yes, I have muted everyone. Yes. So thank you so much. So any last word you want to just end the session with?
Just stay healthy and make sure you use any chance to be around with him, even if it's at the end of the hall, but still like just being in his presence will do a change. Keep on breathing, and yeah, spread this what you have got. It's our dharma now to lift up and release people from stress, especially now with COVID and everything. So yes, as a blessing and as a wish and all these things, Jai Gurudev.
Thank you so much, Christoph.
Take care.
Bye
Bye.
Yes. So all the people who are watching in YouTube, do share this session with maximum people. And in the comment section also, you can write it. And those people who are joining on Zoom, yes, जो लोग अबे हिंदी बोल रहा हूँ, जो लोग भी Zoom पे हैं, वो भी इस पे कमेंट सेक्शन में लिख सकते, मींस ग्रुप पे लिख सकते हैं कैसा रहा एंड एवरीथिंग. ऐसे ही मिलते रहेंगे, मुस्कुराते रहेंगे.